So, um, many foreigners ask themselves when they know a Brazilian person, it's very clear that Brazilian people are happy and are a little bit more um, social, social than the normal average in rich countries, colder countries, whatever. And they ask themselves why Brazilian people are so happy. And I will bring a realistic analysis from a native, because I'm native, lived here over the last 35 years. And this is a very real analysis here. Stay with me until the end of this video. I think you will understand this question once for all. Okay? So, there is a very complex dynamic here in Brazil. One video is not enough to explain everything. You can watch my other videos that I explain all the difficulties the Brazilian people have here, okay? And it's really a very difficult life. Brazilian people doesn't have easy life. We say that Brazil is not for amateurs, and really that's true, okay? I'm not a poor person, okay? I'm not a rich person too. I have nothing to complain about my life that says that I have a good home, I have a good car, I have a good job, I have everything, okay? But I cannot close my eyes to the reality of the majority of the population, okay? The majority, I could say, up to 90%, 95% of the population, okay? That really struggle in life here. The reasons I point in the other videos, okay? I have a lot of videos that point the reasons why Brazil is so poor, why we have so much poverty here in Brazil. You can watch the other videos and understand, because it's a very complex thing. It's not easy to understand for the foreign that live in other reality. Brazil, we have totally different reality. But in general, to give you a more quick answer, okay? What could I say here about people here? People here have this. First of all, because Brazil is a very complex environment, we doesn't have really basic things. The basic things here are not solved yet. Basic things, I could say, what is basic? Basic is food, basic is public safety, basic is you have public transportation. These small things really occupies the subconscious mind of people that have to worry every time about being stolen in the street. How can they eat in the end of the day, because the food here is very expensive, the purchase power is low. In rich countries, food is very cheap, okay? People make money, can buy food. Here is not like this. So these basic needs, people in the majority of the population struggle with this and have to make up a way of surviving in Brazil, working their regular jobs and doing other jobs to have the basic. So it's a very tough life. So people here in Brazil learn it in the culture, because it's been like this forever, okay? It's been going down. In the last year it's been worse. But in general, Brazil also always like this forever. And people accustom themselves to make up a way of survive. So Brazilian people are very creative people and very Here in Brazil, we call this jogo de cintura. Jogo de cintura. Jeitinho brasileiro. All these expressions, Brazilian expression, is to translate in this way of Brazilian people have to pass through the difficult and be very creative and very flexible. Let me say like this, okay? And the happiness, from where does it comes? As I said, here in Brazil it's very difficult to have material things, okay? Basic things that in rich countries you would easily buy. Here in Brazil is very difficult. Let me give you an example. A new iPhone here costs 14,000 reais, and the minimum wage here is 1,200 reais. So you have to work 14 months to buy a single iPhone. So people here buy things with small installments for years and years. So they make small amounts of money and have to pay this lot of installments. In rich countries, you receive how much is a new iPhone in the USA? $1,000. In America, do like $3,000-4,000 per month at minimum. So it's not easy to buy, but it's very different history. So the car here is very expensive too. If you have in USA is very basic. You have a car. Here in Brazil is very difficult. It's too expensive too. So everything here in Brazil is so expensive that and that's been like this forever. Okay, it's always been like this. Never changed for the last century, basically, because Brazil was not a really liberal and capitalist country. Okay, so here in Brazil, people cannot have things, so they start to focus in non-material things. And in my vision, my opinion, it's being impregnated in the culture not to focus in material things, because you cannot have material things. So in the past decades, centuries, there is this thinking in the culture that you cannot have material things. It's kind of bad because people doesn't pursue doesn't have this capitalist feeling of entrepreneurship feeling. They just don't pursue a lot of things because it's so difficult. It's always been like this. So people start just focus in friendship, in social things, because I think you can understand my point here, okay? These materialists give up. They just give up of having things and start to focus on social things like this. And for consequence, they tend to be more communicative, okay? We see rich people here in Brazil. Yes, we see. It's a huge country. We have a lot of people here, so obviously we see some rich people here, okay? But the majority of the population is in that basis of minimum wage, okay? And minimum wage, you cannot buy anything, you can barely survive. That's the reality. I explain better in other videos about that. But it's different from rich countries. If you earn minimum wage, you can buy something. Okay, here in Brazil, no. You cannot buy anything. It's very, very difficult. So people start to focus on other things. And that's it. That's my opinion about this topic. Put in the comments what you think about that. And let's chat. Let's talk. Okay, thanks for watching and see you.